Okay, everybody. Thank you to Gina Guthrie and all the staff who helped and coordinated our dinner tonight. If any of us nod off, then somebody y'all can elbow each other. I just have Mike, but it was a very nice dinner. So I want to say thank you to Megan for doing all the work to coordinate, and I know you had other help. So to everybody that I don't name, we want to say thank you to everything. So the next part is discussion about department functions and funding, and I'm going to turn it over to Pam Dubois, Deputy County Manager, to give us our marching orders.
Okay, our next activity is interactive. We're going to do something very similar to what we did last year. We are going to evaluate all the departments and programs within the county. A lot of information was given to you on Tuesday in a packet after the board meeting, and then some additional information was sent out to you. But we've also invited department heads and program administrators from Human Services in here to help assist any specific questions that you may have that the documentation did not give you all the information you needed. So from that point, in the audience is all of our department heads, and if I could get the Human Services and the program administrators from that area to come forward and let them go ahead and introduce themselves to you.
I have this thing with mics. What does that mean? Trish Baker, Economic Services.
Kathy Mauer, Adult and Aging Services.
Cheryl Harris, the Child Welfare Division Program Administrator.
Ben Rose, Director.
Angela Talley, Child Support Services.
Bob Bushy, Transportation.
At this point, they can answer any questions that you have, or if you would like, we can move on to the remainder of the department heads, and you can interact with them when you actually walk up to the boards that are placed here behind me. So would you like to ask them questions at this point? Or would you prefer to meet all the rest of the department heads and then kind of intermingle with them as you start making your decisions?
I'll just make a comment about the group that's here now. I was able to attend the DHS Community Forum last night at Kimball Lutheran Church in Kannapolis, and all of the people that are sitting here made presentations to the public about each of the areas and what they do, and it was a very, very informative. I learned a lot. I think they had a good crowd, good turnout there. So I just put in a plug for the other four. They're doing 4 more of those community forums, and I think that's on the website. Going to be one in Midland, one in Mount Pleasant, one in Harrisburg, and one in Concord. So encourage folks to come out and hear what they have to say. And my purpose of that, if I had not gone to that last night, I would have had a whole bunch of questions that I don't have now.
Okay, we'll just let some more of the department heads come up here, introduce themselves, and then we'll be getting close to being prepared for our activity. Start from this end and move forward up here.
Bobby Smith, Emergency Management Director.
Londa Strong, Active Living and Parks Department Director.
Kelly Sifford, Planning and Development.
Lundy Covington, Human Resources.
Okay. Alan?
Alan Thompson, Emergency Medical Services Director.
Paul Hunt, Chief Deputy, Cabarrus County Sheriff's Office.
Debbie Brannon, IT Director.
Kyle Billiford, General Services Director.
Ann, you coming up?
You think it's enough for me tomorrow?
No, never.
Ann Wilson, Finance Director.
Okay. All right, for the activity, you all have a set of dots in front of you. The purpose is to vote on a program that you want to keep. So if you want to keep it, then you place a dot beside it. If you're not interested in keeping it, do not place a dot beside it. And everybody is here available for any questions that you might have, and feel free to step up to the boards.
How much time are we planning on for this? Just to 30 minutes. Okay, so about 30 minutes. If you get done, then, yeah, if everybody gets done, then we can, start back sooner, but.
What do you do if you feel like adjustment might be appropriate, but you would like to keep the program?
I would put a dot.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because it's got dots doesn't mean that it won't be vetted through the process. Exactly.
Right.
That's
If you're not interested in the program at all, there would be no reason for further discussion about it. But if you're interested in it but may want to make modifications, then we can do that through the budget process. How about that?
Get out, Lewis.
He didn't laugh at us.
What's that?
She said, "Come on."
You didn't see me cut my eyes over there.
Are you going to stand by that board?
Tweak this out.
Yeah, be careful how you turn the dot. I'm trending in the wrong way. Got 1.6 billion.
It's okay, you can talk. I just don't
Oh, it's not the library.
No.
Next year, we need to use roses.
Being recorded.
Need to do what?
You get a rose. You get a rose.
A rose.
I'm sorry, Mike. I did not get a rose.
I know you got to be sad.
To go down and see what it was. And I had gone higher than I realized, and when I did that, just rep my knees, tore my knee up.
Oh, yeah, I hit my leg twice, and then hit my head, and then Mike comes up to me, and I said, you don't think I'm fine? Leave me alone. And then I went downstairs to the closet, I said, here to look, and I put a Panther jersey, and found it. I said, see, I told you. Exactly. I did more than trying to save my damn life.
Just tumble, you're
Into something you don't quite remember what it is, you need some help. Just yell out. Bring you a friend.
wow, that was tremendous.
By the time we got by, they cut it all up. I was glad it didn't hit a house. I mean, it took out the fountain for sure.
Mine could go to your house or my house, and yours could go to my house or your
And that's how this will work. Cover the street and take out every power line, bottom to street outside. I mean, it's, you know, you can.
all the telephone. Yes, sir. This summer. Before we had those storms two days ago.
Oh, yeah.
He's still not paying his debt.
We really, general assistance admin, that is just your
Tedious. We did have him color coded.
Categories this time.
There's a little counter process. Most of it's really all that
That's one problem, we get over there with mandated programs, you have to provide programs right now, listening to security advice. Put it right up there, it's just a matter of how much money you're providing. Mandated programs.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, you have to provide it, you just have to say how much money you're asking.
Well,
Well, that's my body.
however many bodies you got.
You have to pay, somebody has to pay for the
I think that's against the law.
Yeah. Those are mandated. No, you're, I mean, I'm gonna go back here, they're mandated for being serious. You just debate money.
This is a whole lot harder to use.
Yeah,
This year. Do what? We can write out individual names. That's a target.
That's right. You know, and I'm a little, so I can't say.
Go ahead,
So you're fine.
Preservation, we're doing that differently.
Yeah, it's all coming. Yeah, we get money for that. So it's not something that really.
You're about to, which one? Answer the same questions that I just asked.
They need some assistance with daily. That's the.
It's actually salary. Because otherwise, we can't on the
Now, to be honest with you, this is part of my. So Medicaid can actually say, North Carolina says, well, they put it back. It's a little bit of a controversial part. But yeah, right, we brought Medicaid for that's the CRC that we've been working on, working the agencies together. So that some of the one portable entry for it was. Yeah, that's good. Campers are over here. People at home are really enjoying this. It's the same as cats. It's just. What's that? Baby cookies. There you go. You might ought to vote for that, considering the current condition. Well, no, this is debt we've already incurred.
There's some superseding votes that have already happened, I think, is what Barry said.
Yeah, I'm saying, let's incur the debt, just don't pay it. You got somebody you're operating. A lot of cities and towns operate like this. We talk about Social Security.
What's that?
The cereal state.
The cereal state? California's going out of business because of Royal, and everything's moving to Chicago. Let's see. All right.
the home to determine placements. Yeah, we do an adoption. Amanda has adoption. We do it for other counties too. This, yeah, this is our mandate. We can charge that. So we do it. We do I would have places. This is a mandate that's the level. It's hard to I said I'm going to go about more than That's the funding to reduce if I read correctly,
I have gotten there, I got tired. You're mandated, you don't really have a choice. What's one I mean, that one and the one over there, it's just debating the budget amount, is what it comes down to.
Right. You know what, next year, I'm gonna make a recommendation. That they give us like so you basically just want to get behind and say, that's nice of y'all. Well, we can do it.
The ones that we eliminated.
We eliminated. And there's some that we didn't. And there was some that we didn't put enough time. And they said, let's eliminate. And that's one of the problems. Yeah, that's one of the
Like a
problems.
special one that was like you put a dot on it, but you didn't need to maybe. That might be a little bit.
Take your pen.
I'll be dotting on there. Take that off because that's politically incorrect. We're about to blow it back.
They should.
They do, yes, they pay for it, and we get reimbursement as well.
Do some DNA testing. Good luck on that.
We do. There's a lot of people that are tracing their, we swap. Now, it's like, they can come a long way with that. And it's now it's 99.
Oh, yeah.
They're finding out.
Oh, well, I know, they
give them a waiver so they don't have to have official fish.
But see, workers permit, you do that online now.
True.
So most people not coming to you to actually build.
That's right. They're trying to get it out.
And you should get out of it, just like one next to you Google NC work permit, click on the first one. Did you see the take the Department of Labor, it tells you, first page 1 is this, page 2 is this, page 3 is this, you have to have a job. I told them yesterday, that's exactly how to charge. They don't. It goes to the Department of Labor, and it's registered, you say who you're working with, and you print it off, and you take that to the okay, I'm somewhere today, but I'm not. It's Department of Labor. But if you Google NC work permit, personal paper website, you can tell us. I know it, that's what I tell students, and you can tell them, and I told them, oh, I called him, straight to the line. I'll get ready to send them all kinds of places. Not anymore.
They still can, but.
You can do it online. You just tell them to do it online.
We still get
But
people
seriously,
running.
yeah.
It's still possible. But they are trying to get it.
They're trying to get, yeah, there's no need to be processing if they have. Yeah, but that's, I mean, literally, I showed them yesterday. Bless you. They bring it back to you, the employer. They bring it back to you, the employer. You're required to keep it on file. And then there'll be a code or something. I haven't printed one off. Something when they print it off from the Department of Labor that lets you know they printed it off and filled out. And if you get audited, you better have that.
Not really much more than everybody else. Next year I want special dogs that weekend.
You have special dogs. You want more special dogs. She was recycling and not buying anything. Seriously, you should take a pen. Take a pen and there's one that you really want to.
Everybody else good?
There you go. Take a pen and put a mark on one and just think it's something that we really need to do, that we really need.
You want to keep the program, or do you think the budget might need to
Special assistance is for individuals who are actually in an adult care home. They are actually assisted living. Yeah, they're all adult care home level care, but we keep one in the home and one chooses to go to assisted care. So at home, we keep them for less than we do the other. Yes. Now that's, like Catholic Social Services, my The county had no, they were not play, but it's the state department that plays it. Well, they are,
Really? You gotta lean on
We know you kind of do this around
Contractually, we have. That's kind of the way I understand it. I don't think it's how it is. But is there any, this funding levy you were talking about? Okay, yeah, these are funding levy, which I agree, but I just would not put their mandate.
How close are
You
we?
just want to put.
Megan, how long was the timer that was up there? There was. Now your screen's gone blank. There was. There was on that one.
Some of
There's
them
a timer on the right hand side. Was it just because you weren't using it, and that's why it wasn't there? Okay. I didn't know how long we were taking, because I don't remember what time we started.
Starting at about 6:30, so you can.
Okay.
About done.
So we've had about 30 minutes, guys, if you want to try to kind of help Larry put his blue dots on the mandated board. Seriously, I'm just picking on you because you put a dot on my back. I should have had it. I don't know.
There you go.
There you go.
Are we done?
I spent all my time hitting that board and that board. I just agree there's some that we need to discuss level. Yeah. Well, it's an animal control, we have to do that. Sort of. That's what I mean. That's what they are, the mandate is one that you have to do.
Animal control cannot find any statute that says we have to do it specifically, but there are some things that Parliament can tell you about what you do have to do. Right. So if you would like to. No, I think you have to have that. When I got into the sheriff thing, the majority of the statute says what the sheriff has to do as a job. The very first thing says, you must have an elected sheriff.
Have a sheriff.
One body.
That's exactly right.
And
That's
the jail,
exactly what the
he
statute
must, the
says.
sheriff must appoint somebody to run the jail.
Right,
I'm
that's
like,
exactly what
okay.
it says.
Right.
For animal control. I mean, I just know from the kennel, I mean, we would have abandoned animals. I came out there one morning, had one chained to the fence, who was not happy.
And I wasn't real happy either when I opened the side door to let a dog go out and play and find out there was one right there. Because where I parked, it was on this side. He was not happy. By the time I could call, it was a few hours later before I was able to get there, he broke his chain. I don't know where the dog was. So they do it all. You're exactly right, in your area. I don't get cats dropped off roads, but we would get dogs all the time. They would come in and make a reservation in the summer, and for a week, not able to come back. And then I'm stuck with them for 30 days to feed them and take care of them. And then you sell them on the steps of the courthouse, which means I gotta find them. So I spent 30 days trying to find them.
You're finished,
So, yeah.
Finished?
I'm close. Yeah.
Pretty close.
Yeah, I think I'm.
Wrapping this up, that's 30, I got 2 more body parts. Finished?
Oh, you? Yeah.
Okay, I gotta get another cup of coffee. You wanna grab a drink or run to the restroom, and then we'll all get started here.
I had your balance going there.
I thought I'd get to keep the leftover green dots.
You can.
No.
No, ma'am.
I might need them for another project.
She's probably counting my empty ones to see.
And just for your information, this is 2 to 1. You just got to take dots on there.
That's fine. Okay, just key it up, go. 2 minutes. Yes. All right.
So we're not gonna cue you.
No, that's fine. Okay, guys, about 2 minutes. If we can go ahead and kind of find our spots. They'll get ready with the in the back room to. Pam, or you, or Mike, how are y'all? How do we want to do the next part here? You? Both together. Okay, that's good. Yeah, some of those didn't really have spots in them.
Oh, no problem. I just wanted to make sure. You want to change votes?
Put a check on them.
Oh, okay.
He was putting extra
Check
marks
means,
to remind
I'm
him.
putting some hanging chads on there.
There you go. Make sure you look at
I
them.
want you to determine my intent.
Okay.
Listen, I only actually support half of these, but I want you to figure out which half.
Okay.
It'd be easy. It'd be nice if it was that easy.
Yeah.
Okay, how are you going to be? I have my mic on. How are you going to be able to just turn on a couple mics and you talk loud enough that it'll pick it up? Okay. I mean, I just want to make sure that you get picked up better. Okay. Okay, if you guys are all ready, let's come back together. A bunch of us did this same exercise last year, and the telling thing for me last year, which is again the thing this year, is that a lot of these are mandated. I mean, everything on that one, and none of you're going to go over, is mandated, so we don't have a lot of choice. We mostly have choice on the amount of funding. And if you don't do it, you get in trouble for not doing it. And I like what Steve said, what Chris, I don't remember which one of you two. So one of you two were standing next to me when we were talking about disposal of unclaimed bodies, and the answer is, we'll put as much money as it takes to however many unclaimed ones we end up with in a year, and you don't know that. You hope you don't have any, but, so there's some of those things we don't have a lot of flexibility with. But anyway, and I know Jason did some extra marks on there, and I don't know if anybody else did. If we get down to, we get ready to go, and you want to take a little more time after we've had some discussion and make any extra marks or anything like that, feel free before you leave tonight if there's anything else you want to update. So, 'cause I do think it's helpful for you guys. So, Pam or Mike, how do you guys want to start?
I'll go ahead and start a little bit. Thanks very much. I think this is excellent. Last year, we somehow got it, and we didn't get enough dots up, or we didn't get everybody to get finished because we were moving around so much. So that's why this year we just said, let's just do it, and we'll step out of the way. And I think you guys did a fantastic job. Jason, I'm understanding the check marks on there is program support, but negotiable on funding, right? Is that right? Yes. Did anybody else do that as well? Or if you're thinking about it, if you just didn't put a dot there because you weren't sure, if you want to go back and put a dot and put a mark on there, then we'll understand what that means too. It's great. Good job. This is exactly what we wanted you to do. So we're going to take this on the staff level, and we're going to take these and sort of bring it all together, and then that's what we're going to use to help focus on as we start working on that budget and working with the departments and working with the department heads. There may be some that come up that don't have 3 dots or 4 dots or whatever that we feel would be a majority, and we'll probably bring some of those back to you and talk to you about some of them, especially if they're mandated or mandated at a certain level, and that type thing. So we'll come back and talk to you about that if we need to actually do, or if it's something that we think is a really good program, we may come back to you and for lack of a better term, fight for it. How about that? Is that fair enough? And we'll talk about it and give you the more details, the pros and the cons, and in the end, if you guys still feel strongly that it's not something you want to continue on, then we will act accordingly as we prepare the budget. So, was there anything on here? Excuse me. Now that we're finished, was there anything that you weren't able to get an answer from one of the staff, or now that you finished and thought about it, is there something that one of the programs that was just not familiar to you that you want to change or want to ask a question about? You good? Okay, awesome. All right, so what we'll do now, Pam, you want to, is there anybody out there that needs to say anything, that wants to say anything? Guys, don't be shy. It's okay. You'll have a chance to come up and look afterwards. So, and we'll be meeting with them as well to talk about it. So this is perfect for us to take. We've not really had this in the past for guidance. So this speaks louder than words right here for us, because it shows us where your interests are at and where you're thinking. So, and again, just core, mandated, and non-mandated So we understand those. Some of these are going to be mandated with some funding, so even if we have dots, those are still going to be things that we bring back to you for funding levels and that kind of stuff too. So just to get you that. So Larry, I understand you got tired of pushing dots, so you drew lines. So okay, the line's good too. The line's good too. So, well, good. So is there anything else that, from this particular exercise, you guys actually finished a little quicker than we thought. So is there anything you want to talk about here, any questions about any of the programs? Is there anything else that you want to add to direct us as we start looking at these individual departments and speaking with the department? Most of the department heads are here. They're not all here. So we'll go back and talk to them as well and share this at our next department head with those guys as well. And then we'll start reflecting on this as we start preparing the budget. So anything else that you guys need to relay to us at this time? We're going to talk more finances and stuff tomorrow, but as far as programs and services right now. So, good. Okay.
Thank you very much for your participation. This will be very helpful as we move forward in the budget process. And the ones that you do have marked, we'll get you some more detailed information about those individual budgets and probably put another packet together for you, kind of like you picked up Tuesday night, to give you some more detailed information on there so you know what kind of questions from that point to start asking us, because that way you'll have your concerns that you can look through and make some comments from there.
Okay, is there anything else? This is what we had for tonight.
This is just a couple of updates now that we're done with the agenda now. I just want to give you some heads up on what's going on. The Chamber of Commerce, if you hadn't read the newspaper, they have hired a new CEO. His name is Patrick Coughlin. He will begin work the first week of February. So we'll give him a chance to get in and get his family moved and get somewhat acquainted with the office, and then we'll have him in March. Excuse me, come visit you guys at your March work session to talk to you and introduce himself and tell you a little bit about himself. But he is coming from Moore County. The process was excellent in choosing. They opened it up nationwide, and they had some really good candidates. And actually, Patrick actually came from Moore County, North Carolina. So he's doing an excellent job there. Came with high recommendations as well. So we're excited he's here. So he'll be coming in March to talk to you a little bit about what he thinks about the chamber and the direction of the chamber and the direction of economic development. And then both of those groups are also looking internally and looking at the future for them as well. So we'll have some good conversation with him in March. So that's a good thing. We mentioned earlier that when John Chester was here, he's been helping the staff with some demographic information as we're working for a strategic plan for aging population. And as you see, the numbers are growing, and not only the numbers are growing, but their expectations or their needs and their demands are a little different than what they have been in the past. So we're looking at all of those. And then how do you meet those demands, needs, or services? Is government the one that does everything, or do you partner with the private sector to do some of these? And then how do you make those available for them? How do you work with them so that they know where those services are at, whether it's government or not? So we've got a good start with our CRC, right? That's already in place. That's going to be a fantastic tool for them. But so we're excited that once the staff finishes that, we'll be bringing that to you in March as well, or April. So excited about that. And then I think that's all on my to-do list right now. So if you guys got anything you want to ask or offer tonight, if not, we can, if it's okay with you, Madam Chair, we can adjourn and adjourn a little early tonight and then recess a little early and get started first thing in the morning. You got a busy day tomorrow. A lot of stuff to talk about, and then after lunch, those the school systems will be coming in as well. So I'm sure that will be some good conversations.
So anything else anybody think of? Yes, sir.
Madam Chairman, I was just curious, do you anticipate us voting on those resolutions tomorrow, or are we going to talk about them tomorrow? It doesn't seem like we have a tremendous amount of
I
time.
don't anticipate a whole lot.
Yeah.
And I mean that in the nicest of ways. I have no
Sure.
idea what discussions we'll have, and, they have asked us to, we can. Robert's Rules of Order would allow us to do that. They would probably like for us to do that. We do have a joint meeting next week also. So I think it's just, we'll see how our conversations go, and if somebody wants to make a motion, we can entertain a motion, and if, I was not making a push as the agenda, does that make sense?
I was just curious what you thought. But we did not get any more salary information from them, right? Other than the salary survey that Commissioner Morris was citing from?
Breakdown.
You mean tell me exactly what you meant, because
Well, we had been talking when they were here. They had done a increase for their non-certified. Is that what we ended up calling them, non-certified?
non-certified support, either one, yeah.
There was another term.
There's another term. Wait a
that
minute.
you were using.
Yeah.
Oh,
Keep going, I'll remember it in a second.
Yeah. Non-certified, you made me think about it too.
I know, that's a terrible thing.
They had given a raise to the non-certified, and I was curious about who exactly fell into that first raise. And then I think we were also curious about, in their certified positions, how exactly those positions broke down and what positions were included in that list. Now, maybe Kannapolis City Schools sent us a list and just crossed off Cabarrus County Schools, so it might be the same list. But I didn't see any additional information.
Look on page 149 and tell me if that's what you're looking for, because that's the certified list for Cabarrus County Schools, and then the non-certified follow it, and then Kannapolis follows that plan. Was that what you're referring to?
That I had seen this list come through for Kannapolis City Schools and not for Cabarrus County Schools, and Kannapolis City School had just crossed off Cabarrus County, so I was thinking it might be the same, but I wasn't sure.
That particular sheet was the exact same information, and I told them they didn't have to retype it.
Great. Do we have any information with respect to the first raise that was given out of their enterprise funds?
I'm not sure which positions they actually did.
Yeah, they said that, I don't know either. There were some that were really, really low, and so they used their money and brought some of those up. That's what you're talking about.
That's right.
Right. Yeah, and I have no idea who got that.
Is that what you're looking for?
They're not certified. They're non-certified.
Non-certified, that's right.
But I don't know if they were a groundskeeper, or if they were a custodian, or if they were, a secretarial. I don't know what type of position like that. I know they did reference that, but I don't have any specifics on it.
And it sounded to me like it was a targeted, not all categories of that non-certified were given that increase, and I was curious which positions were given the increase.
And actually, the way that I heard it, which may not be correct, is that it might not be, if these 5 custodians might have gotten, but these 20 didn't, was the way that I heard it. It was specific to, I thought it was specific to certain people within those broader categories, but I have no idea.
I can send Kelly an
I mean, we
inquiry. She'll be here tomorrow at 12:30.
Okay,
Yeah,
that would be great.
I don't know that she could get it for us by 12:30.
I know, I'm just saying, I'll send her an
Yeah.
inquiry about it.
Well, we do have the meeting coming up on Thursday, but that was just something I was curious about.
Sure.
Thank you.
Is there anything else that anybody's thinking of that you might need? I mean, we just got this whole packet today, so we've got some. We can get out early so we can go home and read it, and look through it again and make sure there's anything extra that we might need. Okay, well, if there's nothing else, then let's reset. I need a motion to recess this meeting to tomorrow, January 25th, 2014, to begin the meeting at 8:30. Do I have a motion? Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Okay. And before you leave, if you wish to add any notations up here, staff will greatly appreciate it. I didn't do any, so I'm going to take a little bit and do that. If anybody else wants to do that, please take the time. Continental breakfast at 8, and we'll plan on being seated and trying to get started as close to 8:30 as we can.
Right.
All right? Is that good? All right. Thank you. Thank you to everybody that's here tonight. We appreciate you.